Alright. I can't hear myself right now, so give me a second, but been a minute since you seen me, bro. Hey? We got earbuds going on now, bro. So, well, I've had them for a while, but I was using them for editing, and now we're going back to the 2000s a little bit, aren't we? So, fucking turn the old phone into an MP3 player. Source of music outside of the streaming platforms, you know what I mean? Internet Archive's a great place to find like MP3, like FLAC, all that stuff, you know. Bunch of random stuff on there. And then obviously you can go traditional routes of, you know, navigating the high seas. You're gonna see the earbuds swinging here, bro. We are getting back to some type of ownership of music, you know what I mean? Nothing in this world belongs to us, right? But streaming platforms and all that, you know, just the ability to cut off like that when your subscription dries out, all this, and that just doesn't make no sense anymore, does it? So still use them, but we've gone back to having like an MP3 player sort of thing, just using the old phone to do it, and then obviously having earbuds connected. It's just higher quality, no latency, you know what I mean? Wireless earbuds will do that. I've still got wireless earbuds, you know. Alright, so a couple of things I want to talk about, and I'm going to be battling it because my fucking ear's closing over because it's so cold. Whenever it gets cold, bro, my nose fucking gets like blocked up and congested, and then my ear's just fucked. So if I sound weird, it's because my ear's fucked right now. Anyway, so much to talk about. You haven't seen me for a while, I haven't been on here for a while, and I'm shooting from this far back because I'm thinking I'm probably going to upload it to YouTube as a 16:9 and also crop it in and do a vertical for Instagram. As much as I don't want to do the fucking Instagram vertical shit and all that, fuck it, why not, right? The content's different, so I don't really care too much. I just got to keep it within a time frame, don't I? Anyway, so a couple things. What do I want to say first? I've turned 30, and it's not so bad. Not so bad. Let me do a little sleigh drop and just see if my knees crack. Now we good. We're good, bro. So, you know, 30's that big number of like fucking downhill, or maybe even midlife crisis or whatever. It'll probably sound like that in here, that I'm having a bit of a midlife crisis, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just as you get older, you start to realise more. If you're lucky, that's the natural progression of life, right? If you're still asleep to it, then, you know, wish you all the best. But I think that midlife crisis thing is just like, it's just more realisation. Also, I'm shooting this currently, so this I might have to crop it in a bit more. But I'm shooting this 4K DCI, I believe it's called, which is like, it's like a higher ratio than just regular 4K, so you get cinematic bars. And it's 30 frames per second, so it might look a bit messed up. I'm still not sold on it. I like 60 frames, but obviously they reckon it looks too like real, like hyper realism or whatever. So we're just trying to make it look more cinematic. Anyway, so turned 30, thought it was going to be fucking all downhill, all pain, all this miserable shit. I feel fantastic. But then there's the exception of like, you know, I'm eating the cleanest I've ever eaten. You know, I haven't had alcohol in half a year or more or whatever. Well, let's not say half a year because I was in Bali drinking like a mad cunt. So let's just say 4 months maybe. Haven't smoked cigarettes in multiple years. I think 2021 or something like that was the last time I really smoked. And obviously health and fitness within the last, is it 2 years? Whatever I started in Tassie, I think it's 2 years now, something like that. And yeah, so obviously I made all these conscious changes and all that, and, you know, got more of an understanding for nutrition and health and all that. Actually, because this is the first time I'm filming this, I'm going to go look at the footage and just make sure we're recording, because I can't see with this camera, and that's the other thing too. So turn 30, feel great, all things considered. In pain, but it's like chosen pain, because when I work out, I've slowed down the workout, so I've got more time under load and all that, so I'm still with limited weight. And it's not that I can't justify spending more money on the weights, it's just that I've still got a little bit more wiggle room that I can, you know, work with what I've got, I guess. So let's get that out of the way. Turn 30. Probably become more nihilist, pessimist, I don't know. I think it's just realisation of a world. that we're living in. I think it's a shared experience right now. If we're talking about the files and just everything we're learning that we still barely have surface information on. And even if we had all the information, what's it going to change? That doesn't mean we shouldn't do anything, but it's like, what a fucking world we live in, right? What a world we live in. And so when I say nihilist and pessimist and all that, I haven't been on here because it's like, not what the fuck is this for? Like, everything's good, you know, it's good and bad. You don't want to just let the only be bad shit in life when you can contribute some good shit. But it's like, you look at the real shit that's going on behind closed doors and you just think, fuck, man, what is this? Why would you want to contribute to whatever this society is, whatever? Anyway, table that. We've got limited time, I'm just trying to catch up. Bought a new camera. Experienced another death. I suppose you would say in my family, right? It's like a mother-in-law sort of thing, you know. Experienced another loss of life, and it kind of sat me down for a minute. It was a complicated relationship, but obviously I knew this person very, very deeply, right? Amongst all the dysfunction or whatever you want to say. And yeah, it really rocked me a little bit because, I don't know, yeah, you have things that are left unanswered and all this and that. It was civil and there was love there and whatever, but it just kind of made me, like, on top of everything else in the fucking world, it just made me like, you know, I was looking into going overseas and stressing everywhere, like, oh, should I go here, could go there, all these different potentials, and then boom, that shit hit me, stopped me, you know, and I needed it, you know what I mean, like, it slows you down in a good way. So delayed overseas travel for that, and that freed up a budget to grab this camera, and then I've just been trying to not find myself again or rediscover myself, but just get back to the foundation of shit, like, not try and always go above and beyond when I'm like heavily fucking limited. They know everyone's limited and restricted and fucking confining. There's constraints and there's all this shit. But that shit like plagues me a little bit because like I think for maybe the entirety of my life it's always been survival mode, right? So that's all I know. So having to slow down doesn't really suit me because it's against what I know, right? I can never get too comfortable. And I don't think you should in life, but you should enjoy some comfort or some level of it. So slowing down, just taking some photos and things like that, trying to not pivot but rediscover what I really want to do. And I guess I'm there now because I don't really know what I want to do. I mean, I'm doing it, you know, and looking back on the 2000s, everything I sort of hoped to attain, you know, 20 years ago when I was a kid, like growing up, I've kind of already had it. You know, I wanted a ute and all these things. I had a ute. I wanted to travel a bit. I've been overseas now, so it's difficult. So I guess that's where I say midlife crisis, right? I don't think it's a midlife crisis, but I think I'm at a point where I didn't see myself existing this long, and so now I'm trying to figure out what it is I truly want to do from here, and I just don't know. Obviously photography, videography, I'd like to document things. Like, I'm more of an observational documentary type of person, you know. I like to let the scenes speak for themselves, let them breathe. Nothing too performative. I can't do the performative shit, but I feel like that's lost in today's world, right? You know, performative is, you're feeding algorithms and shit, and that's what I want to get away from that shit. But it's like, I feel like I'm longing for a life that no longer exists, or maybe never did, you know. Maybe my naive younger self was just fed the illusion and was chasing, who knows. Anyway, fucking chill, bruh. So fast forward, yeah, I had a birthday, right? Sister got me this fucking camera bag for the new camera. The camera's a Fujifilm X-T30 Mark III, charcoal grey, yeah, because I didn't like the silver one. I don't like silver and jewelry and the smell that it's attached to, and but I didn't want the black one either because I'm always getting monochromatic shit. Trying to get back to a little bit of colour, but this is charcoal grey, the camera. $2,000 camera, holy shit. Still low end of cameras, but you know, it's beautiful because it's going to do everything I want it to do. But yeah, sister got me this case, so fucking bag, so it can be protected and shit. Really good fucking case. Long as name on it. Was it PGY Tech Solo V2 something? It's a lengthy name. And on the topic of health, I think 7 or 8 days ago now, Valentine's Day the 14th, I retired from energy drinks, bruv. I wasn't going over 400 milligrams a day, but I wasn't going under 300, you know? And I think it caught up. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to check the camera again because my first time. 400 milligrams a day. 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 400 milligrams What do we got? I can't see. 10 minutes? Yeah, sweet. Hopefully I don't do that going forward too much, but because I can't see the screen, I can't see that we're recording, I don't have a light on the front to tell me either, so we're going blind. Yeah, so I retired from energy drinks. I've been feeling good, feeling better. I wouldn't say I'm tired, just feel normal, and that's a good thing too, because that frees up a lot of the budget. And I'm not saying I've stopped energy drinks, I'm saying I've retired, which frees up the option to go back for a reward or something like that if I want to. You know, they make all these flavours and shit, and you can never be too healthy in life anyway. We all meet the same fate, right? So that's what it is. Let's turn that back around the right way. So yeah, I've been focusing on drinking more water. I got this bottle, bro. It's my first fucking water bottle, like legit water bottle, you know. I see people carrying them around all the time, and I thought, yeah, fucking why not do the same thing. I didn't originally want this colour, it's the only one they had, but reminds me of Saints Row. If you remember that game before they fucking tanked it, it reminds me of Saints Row. I think it's fucking sick, and I've been drinking like a mad cunt, haven't been dehydrated, so that's good. As far as going forward, what do I want to do? Obviously overseas, I just don't know what that looks like, because part of me wants to go and do the biggest, the most, whatever the fuck, but at the same time I just want to go chill a little bit and just document some calmer shit, because everyone's doing that performative shit. I don't need to add to it, but I could add to it in my own way, but I'm not feeling that right now. Like, I was planning the dream Japan trip just before the passing, right, and I was going to commit to it, and then I was like, I put too much pressure on all this. It's not, I wanted to go to Japan just to chill, film a bit, but chill. And I was turned into this big fucking mission where it just set up so many expectations on myself, and I was like, I don't want to do it now, you know. But I think maybe New Zealand might be the first stop outside of Bali, you know, like go there. Anyway, I'm not sold on that, so I don't want to speak to that, because I don't know what I'm doing there. I don't even know if I got hair everywhere. I don't know if I want to do anything for a while. I might do some more trips into Melbourne though. I think that'll be a nice place to start because of what I want to film. It would make sense to go there, like do micro expeditions over there and film the streets and just sort of what it looks like for what it is, you know what I mean? Like, just be modest about it, you know, and showcase it without all the fucking forward-facing I don't want the shit to be about me. Like, I don't even like that I'm doing this, it's about me. What the fuck? I mean, you know, part of it's like archiving shit, documenting my life, but I feel there's a thin line of narcissism in this shit. You know, like, I watch so many videos where they're showcasing a place, but it's literally them just doing some fucking NPC, what do you call that shit? Emoji? Yeah? Animation? Whatever the fuck you call it. They're just doing some shit where they emote on the fucking thing, and then you get 2 seconds of the actual fucking... Anyway, I'm hating, right? I'm hating. There's a place for everything on the internet, because it's the fucking internet. Anyway, that's sort of my goal for now, so eventually work my way back to overseas, but I think for the next few weeks or whatever, there might be a trip or two to Melbourne, I don't know, because at the same time I just feel like sitting back and consuming content, but not in a way that's not serving, you know, like practical stuff. Like I'm always learning, so in the background when I'm not doing things, it's sort of like I'm taking a pause, but I'm also like learning some more stuff, and I've been upgrading my equipment obviously quietly with all this different stuff. I feel like I've got a good group of equipment now, and the editing software, I was just able to get DaVinci Studio, which is a big deal because now I can access all this other shit that I couldn't before, and I was able to pull out one of my old laptops, my old gaming laptops, which performs better than my Ally, and so now I can edit on a better screen. Well, not a better screen, it's like an LCD with the fucking inverted look, but anyway, it works, right? So hopefully I can make some shit look better, and this camera will make shit look a bit better. I don't care too much about quality, but it's like the light that I need to let in, and the other camera wasn't letting as much light in as I needed, so it made it hard to like really tweak it and edit it, but this one here makes all the difference. Anyway, that's about the extent of everything that's been going on, so I'm gonna wrap it up. And that's a church, but I ain't religious, alright?